When two ambitious entrepreneurs co-founded American Express and Wells Fargo in the mid-1800s, their success not only transformed American business, but also Buffalo's architectural landscape. William G. Fargo and Henry Wells parlayed their fortunes into magnificent estates, the Fargo Mansion in Buffalo and Glen Park. Hi everyone, Ken here. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. This video is brought to you in part by Victorian Society in America. More on them later. William George Fargo and Henry Wells both rose from humble origins to become titans of 19th century commerce. Born in 1818 on a New York farm, William Fargo left school at 13 to carry mail on horseback, sparking his interest in speedy delivery services. Henry Wells, born in Vermont in 1805, similarly started in the transport business as a young man, working as a freight agent along the Erie Canal. In the 1840s, their paths converged in the express mail industry, a burgeoning private alternative to slow government mail. By 1850, along with colleague John Butterfield, Fargo and Wells merged their ventures to found the American Express Company in Buffalo. Wells became its first president and Fargo the secretary, rapidly expanding express delivery and financial services. When prospects of the California gold rush beckoned, the partners didn't hesitate. In 1852, after some American Express directors balked at expanding west, Wells and Fargo boldly formed Wells, Fargo and Company to serve the Pacific frontier. The new firm carried freight, secured gold dust trades, and ran well-armed stagecoaches across wild territory. Wells Fargo's stage drivers became legendary for braving bandits and using the Pony Express in its final months. As their enterprise boomed, both men amassed great wealth and influence. By the late 1860s, these self-made men were household names, and each sought to build a home reflective of his success. The result would be two of New York's most remarkable mansions of the era. Before we discover their incredible homes, a quick word about the sponsor of today's video, Victorian Society in America. Are you captivated by historic architecture? Want to explore, learn, and dive even deeper into the past? With the Victorian Society in America, you'll have the chance to travel to American cities and tour stunning 19th century buildings. Pursue learning through internationally acclaimed summer programs in American cities and abroad, including Chicago, Newport, and London to name a few. Additionally, members will enjoy a free subscription to 19th Century, the semi-annual publication packed with articles on art, architecture, preservation awards, and book reviews. Visit the website below in the video description and become part of the Victorian Society in America today. Thank you Victorian Society in America for sponsoring this video. Now back to our tour. By the time he was 50, William Fargo set out to construct the largest mansion Buffalo had ever seen. In 1868, he purchased a 5.5-acre parcel on Buffalo's semi-rural west side. There, between 1868 and 1872, rose an extravagant Second Empire-style mansion with a central tower soaring 5 stories high. Designed by Boston architect J.D. Tell, the red brick palatial home boasted over 22,000 square feet of finished floor space. The mansion's tall mansard roof and cupola dominated the skyline, signaling Buffalo's prosperity to all who passed by. Fargo spared no expense on innovative amenities and rich materials. His mansion was reportedly the first private residence in Buffalo to install an elevator for its 3 main floors, ensuring the 15-foot-high ceilings were easily accessible. Inside, the Fargo home was a showcase of Gilded-Age luxury and cutting-edge comfort. The first-floor rooms featured soaring 15-foot ceilings that created an airy grandeur. A magnificent walnut staircase swept upward in the central hall, though in an ironic twist, it was rarely used thanks to the convenient elevator Fargo had installed. Throughout the home were displayed fine artworks, among them a marble statue of Charlotte Corday that graced the parlor. By every measure, the Fargo mansion was a tour de force of design, craftsmanship, and technological innovation for its era. While Fargo built his showplace in Buffalo, his partner Henry Wells established an estate called Glen Park in the village of Aurora, about 150 miles to the east. After relocating from New York City to Aurora in 1850, Wells lost his first house there to a fire and immediately set out to build a grand new residence befitting his stature. Completed in 1852, Glen Park was a limestone mansion beautifully situated on 38 acres overlooking Cayuga Lake. The architecture was that of an Italian Tuscan villa, described by contemporaries as having thick blue limestone outer walls and inner brick walls with an air chamber between for insulation. This construction made the rooms pleasantly cool in the summer and warm in winter, an early example of energy-efficient design. Both Fargo and Wells enjoyed their mansions for only relatively brief periods before fate intervened. William Fargo continued to lead American Express as president after 1868 and remained a major figure in Buffalo's civic affairs. He was mostly known for generosity. During the Civil War, he had paid to ship care packages to Union troops and kept paying employees who enlisted in the army. and after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, he personally donated $10,000 for relief efforts. In his final years, Fargo battled Bright's disease. He passed away at only 63 years old in 1881, with his wife Anna and 2 surviving daughters inheriting his estate. As for Henry Wells, he had retired from active business a bit earlier. He stepped down as American Express president in 1868 and from Wells Fargo's board in the same decade. He devoted his energy to Wells College and other ventures until his health declined in December 1878. He passed away at age 72 while traveling in Scotland. Neither man lived to see the turn of the 20th century, but by then, the companies they founded, American Express and Wells Fargo, were evolving into the modern financial giants we know today. After William Fargo's tenure, his magnificent Buffalo Mansion could not long survive without its master. His widow Anna remained in the house until she passed in 1890. For a decade, the property stood largely vacant. Finally, around 1900, the decision was made to demolish the mansion rather than let it continue to deteriorate. Salvagers stripped out any remaining valuables, and crews knocked down the mighty walls, even dumping the rubble into the old basement pit on site. Henry Wells' Glen Park estate, by contrast, survived and found a new life through his educational legacy. Wells had always intended his community to benefit from his prosperity. After all, he founded a college across the street. In 1907, a group of Wells College alumni purchased the property and donated Glen Park to the college, ensuring it would be preserved for institutional use. And with that, I'll turn it over to you. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to Victorian Society in America for sponsoring this video. Check out their link in the video description to find out how you can get involved today. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time on This House.